Hey, yo, what up, Bodega Podcast? You already know who it is. It's one half of the sexiest Puerto Rican studs on this planet, Ortiz, baby. And shout out to all the Bodega Podcast listeners. Ow!
This is Agatha Carter, and you're watching the Urban Wrestling Network.
Yo, this is the Lucha Thug, the one-man Lucha gang, El Rey Gordo himself, the King Fat Boy Papo Esco, and y'all rocking with the Urban Wrestling Network.
This is Shane Taylor, CEO of Shane Taylor Promotions, and you are listening to the Urban Wrestling Network.
Hey, you guys, this is Christi Jaynes, and you're listening to the Urban Wrestling Network.
What's really good, ladies and gentlemen? It's the OG Boricua Dandara, a.k.a. the Coquito Papi. I'm laughing because I know there's a lot of heat about to happen from my man, Macho. Macho, what's up, baby?
What's up, Papa? I'm doing my thing, you know. Like I like to say, I'm the most professional podcaster in the business. Today, that's going to get put to the test. We also got Larkin, yo boy, reppin'.
What's up,
Larkin?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm with my friends here, Chef Ro and Macho. We are talking about some AEW All Elite Wrestling. I know, Macho, you have a lot to say, as do we all. So let's get right into it.
You know, I don't even know where to start with this because he came in, he said something absolutely funny. What I will say, and I didn't get to touch upon it, and obviously it is what it is, but I want to bring up something that previously happened with Kingston and Don Callis and his whatever he wants to call his little group over there, the Omega and the Omega Lights. Got into the ring with Kingston, and Kingston, listen, I'm going to tell you, I love Kingston's energy because if this was a real situation, I would have Kingston walking out of there versus all four of those guys. And that's just what it is. They jump Kingston, Moxley comes out, then we get the Christian Cage shit. Gentlemen, what'd you think of that before we even go into anything AEW?
Which part? Christian Cage? Because I took notes. Like, I was so salty about this AEW card today, this last week. I took notes. So where do you want me to, like, start firing shots? You want me to tell you what I liked about it?
If you feel, you know what? As a matter of fact,
dude,
I want
Ty
you to go
Conti's
last.
the business. All right, I'm going to start from the rip. Tay Conti is the business. All right, they need to put her over just like they put over Britt, just like they put over Thunder Rosa. Give that girl a shot. Let her go. She's the number one contender. She is the truth. All right.
Wait. While you're on Ty Conti, what'd you think about Negative Uno getting caught looking at her goods?
I can't even with that kid.
Yo, I'm not mad at the kid. I'm not mad at the kid.
For any one of us would have been caught looking like.
Yes, I wouldn't blame him. So I don't blame him.
I know Larkin would have got caught. Chef
Yep.
would have like done the left right first.
Oh yeah, I would have did the kind of like glance at it, stare at it, but have my head tilted this way and hope she don't catch me, and I would have still got caught.
Mm-hmm.
But I listen, young man, you are fucking gold for that. That will always be, if you never jump in this wrestling industry, that will be your meme of memes. That's your moment. And we all salute you for getting caught. Much respect to Negative Uno. But as back for the Kingston thing, I want you to load up your shit because I'm going to have Larkin go in and I want you to shoot whatever you want to shoot. Larkin, this whole situation, what you got?
Personally, I really am looking forward to what we see with the whole thing with Kingston and Jon Moxley. You know, you have the two of them as friends and you get Christian Cage involved in this whole thing. For me, it's just one of those things where I'm looking forward to see where it goes. I know Macho's going to go into detail of it, but for me, I was just like, okay, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I kind of just took it as, all right, let's see where it goes. That was really my only input on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm intrigued. Anything to do with Christian Cage, I've been a fan since the late 90s. And with Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston, that's just two guys, you know, CZW traveling down the road, and you have the inclination of Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers. It's something that's going to really intrigue a lot of the professional wrestling fans and something that we get to see more towards the future and to see where it progresses.
So before Macho destroys this, my one thing to you is Don Callis said, I had you in Impact Wrestling, and he kind of like made him flounder. Like what he said, like you didn't do the right things or whatever. Now, knowing that Kingston is bubbling, does that not make it seem like Don Callis failed with a guy like Kingston because Kingston ultimately left? went to N.W.A. and then went here and he did his thing in N.W.A. and he's doing his thing in AEW. But yet, when you have an Impact, he did nothing.
Oh, agreed. When he was with the DCC, you had a lot of promise with him, James Storm, and Bram. But then when you also put him with the OGs, it's one of those things where you have a guy like Kingston, and people can say what they want. He has a colorful vernacular, what have you. But that is just who that man is. You let him be himself, and you let him just go. You let him roll, and you have some of the greatest promo work out there. The dude is a solid talent. He could work. He could go. But there's some people that don't know how to navigate and work with him. So I would definitely say that was a little shot at that. I mean, like we talked about OGs and LAX. I enjoyed the feud. I thought he had a lot of great elements with Homicide and Hernandez. I thought he was great with James Storm and Bram. It's just sometimes you got to learn how to navigate and work with these guys, and we've seen a lot of promise, and we've seen him just shine in AEW and where he's gone to.
Bang. Macho, are you ready to go?
All right. So first things first, respect where it's due. The Mad King on the mic, I love it. Okay. Mm-hmm. He cuts an amazing fucking promo. He's a lot of fun to listen to. He's a lot of fun to watch. All right, you could tell he really gets into it and he enjoys it. It is one of the few things that make Moxley bearable, because Moxley, he does the same thing he's done everywhere, every time. Like, he doesn't change it up. It's always him doing him. He's like, Pacino phoning it in. It's just like, hey, it's Pacino.
This fucking guy, you're so lucky we're not doing a movie podcast because Pacino's my dude.
Yeah, but let's be honest. They cast Pacino to do Pacino. They don't cast Pacino to do anybody but Pacino.
Pacino is the GOAT.
Sure. My point exactly. He's gold. He goes, ooh-ah. And it's Pacino, no matter what he does. Okay? Raging Bull, ooh-ah. Scent of a Woman, ooh-ah. Everything he does, ooh-ah. It's Pacino. He's fucking gold. But that's why he gets hired, to be Pacino. Okay? Same thing with a lot of other really, really over-the-top actors. But Moxley is a wrestler. And he can't cut promos for shit. He's like, I'm really mad, I'm angry, I'm salty, I'm gonna wrestle and fight, and that's Moxley on the mic. All right? Boring as fucking wood. Watching fucking paint dry. Mm-hmm. But your boy, Kingston, changes it up for him. Gives him something to fucking work with. It's great. Outside of that, I expect them just to do the tag thing a little bit, watch each other's back for maybe like a year or so. Do the thing. They both like the hardcore style, the hard hit stuff. It works. I'm not mad at that. However, he's already injured. All right. So he's not even wrestling right now. All right. So when do I actually get Kingston and Moxley? When's that going to happen? What do I got to wait?
Well,
there's no good answer to that. That's my point. Like, they took him from his faction. All right. They busted up the faction that he was in. All right. They had the Lucha Bros split off because Pac came back. Right. That happened. And then Money Matt Hardy took the rest of them and ran off somewhere else. So now he's by himself. He's rolling with Moxley. He had that really terrible fucking thing where he basically sat on fucking Moxley and sparklers happened. That doesn't fucking help. All right. Look, that's not his fault, but I'm saying it just doesn't fucking help. All right. And that's me being nice. All right. Now, the rest of it, I don't give a shit if Moxley ever fucking takes the belt again. He's boring as fuck. All right. Can he wrestle? Yes. But do I give a shit? Not really. They missed their window on that shit the fucking year before when he got fucking injured and he couldn't fucking wrestle. I remember All In. That was supposed to be where they went from there, but that shit didn't happen. So they fucking dragged for a fucking year. And that's fucking AEW in a nutshell. Dragging their fucking feet well past the point where it should fucking work. All right? All fucking promos. Promo. Trash talk. Everybody's trash talking from Cargill
hold up.
to
You
fucking...
didn't even answer the segment of the Good Brothers Omega and Kingston. You just kind of went way all over the place.
But it's not. It's already going to be Moxley and the fucking Young Bucks. So they either they're not bothering with that angle or they're going to come back to it later, and I don't know which. This is my point. They have a moment, they can strike, they can do something interesting, but they don't. So they're wasting Kingston too. How is that any different than any other time? Is he? Hey, at least they put him in the fucking intro this time. I actually saw your boy Kingston in the fucking intro this fucking week. Bravo. It only took them fucking months to do because he's been there for a minute. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I got a lot of.
All right, I'll just add on to what he said as well, because he made a very eloquent point there. When it comes to Jon Moxley and his promos, you know, when you have someone coming from Cincinnati, Ohio, sometimes when he's not doing the goofball stuff, he could be like a loose cannon, like a Brian Pillman. Now, he's nowhere near Brian Pillman as a wrestler and stuff, but he kind of has that. You can kind of see that off of him. But I also say when it comes to his promos and his matches, very tiresome because it's, you know, repetitive. It's rinse, lather, repeat, if you will. I mean, you could be trained by less stature or great like that, and you could do what you do in the ring, but if I'm constantly seeing trash talk, but then you just get what you get in the ring, it can become tiresome. It could kind of, you know, have you dissipate and get away from that person. So I could see where he's saying with the Jon Moxley stuff, and I think that's very eloquent what Macho just said there.
You know, that's cool. I love people talking shit. Like, I talk shit my whole life. Macho knows I can roll dice and talk shit about rolling dice. Like, it's just the character I am. I always talk shit for everything. I enjoy it. Is there a point where it goes too far and you're like, I don't want to watch a whole show of people talking shit? Yeah. Absolutely. My thing with Moxley is Moxley can't talk shit. Moxley grabs the microphone and I'm like, oh my God, what garbage do I got to hear now? And people want to say he's the Stone Cold Light thing. Stone Cold said some funny shit. Most of the time he did the what? You know, like, you know what I mean? But he said funny things in short increments and it worked with him. Moxley just rambles to me and it does not work for him. You know what I mean? And your champ, I try to tell people your champ has to be everything. Your champ has to look like a champ. Your champ has to sound like a champ. Your champ has to be the face of the company. A guy like Omega, I don't give a shit. People find him way too goofy. He doesn't bother me. I think Omega is decent on the mic. I think he's a phenomenal in-ring worker. And he looks like a champ to me, regardless of how you say it. Moxley's not that guy. It is what it is. I want to transition away from that because it just seemed like we went on a Moxley anti.
Before you do that, though, I will point out that the match he had was a squash with Benoni. Mm-hmm. He didn't even do his paradigm shift.
Caesar Benoni.
He wrestled Caesar Benoni, the big fucking
with who?
Dude. Exactly. Mm-hmm. But my point is, he didn't even fucking use the finisher. He was just like, bong. Like a regular old move and squashed it in one. And I'm like, okay, I guess that was...
You're supposed to do that when you're Moxley.
Are you?
Yeah, why not?
Are you? Can you not actually put some... Can you not actually put some work in and put somebody else over? I thought that was part of the job.
Why you put over a jobber?
Because if you put him... Damn, bro. If you could put somebody over, then you got somebody to wrestle and get some pay-per-view buys.
You know what the role of a jobber is?
They're all fucking jobbers, bro. Come on, man.
I'm just saying, the job of a jobber is to do the job and make the other talent look good. That guy is the jobber. His job was to come in and job out to Moxley. He did his job, a.k.a. jobber.
You could lose and look good and make the other guy look good and everybody looks fucking good, or you can catch a stiff elbow or the finger of doom and everybody looks like clown shoes. Come on, Larkin, help me out here, man.
Fuck that guy. Fuck NXT too.
Okay, hold on. So what he's saying is Caesar Benoni being his size and his stature. Now, do I like the fact that he's with Peter Avalon? Not necessarily, because you have someone who I'm going to say right now, he is very green, but he is someone that could be experienced and be someone that they could have for the long haul. So what I understand what he's saying is, yes, he's in the role of being in the enhancement talent, but you could give him a little something and not just have him, you know, bing, bong, boom, and we're done. Now, that's a lot of the stuff that we've seen in many enhancement talent matchups, helping the talents that are the talents and the stars look good. But you could have given him a little something instead of just like, you know, a little something, just like not an appetizer, a little something more, a little more entree, if you will, to it, a little more flavor, if you will.
Here's your $250, come in, job out, and get the fuck out of here.
All right, I understand where you're coming from too, but I understand Macho's point as well, so I can see it from both sides.
I'm saying I'm tired of watching those matches with Moxley because Moxley's boring as fuck. Please continue. Let's get off Moxley.
So, listen, I know you feel a certain way about the Pinnacle, and before we go into the Inner Circle looking like finally the Inner Circle I wanted, where they actually dominate. The Inner Circle does come in and mollywops the Pinnacle, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, we're good with that.
Everybody gets one.
Everybody, that's fine. That's fair. So my group comes in, beats the shit out of the Pinnacle, and they look great. They look amazing. $1 million. My faction is finally back. Hopefully it keeps going forward and the Inner Circle looks like the group they should have looked like from day one. But to take away from that, where do you want to go? Because I know you want to drop some heat. You want to go last again?
Yeah, I'll go last. Larkin.
Pinnacle, Inner Circle, Larkin. What you got, baby?
I look at it from a stance too, where you got, I'll be honest, the name The Pinnacle is kind of to me. But when you have someone like MJF, a young guy coming out of Creative Pro Wrestling, trained by Brian Myers, here we are. He's on the AEW stage, being with the likes of Chris Jericho, John Moxley, being in that pivotal role, being sort of the face of AEW All Elite Wrestling.
I can't believe, and I got to cut you off, unfortunately.
Yeah.
How are you not going to say MLW in that transition to AEW? Like if MJF wasn't doing his damn thing in MLW.
All right. Well, you don't let me finish, man. You just.
Oh, my fault. I apologize. My fault. I'm going to mute myself so you could go in. I apologize.
So before I was interrupted by the Chefro, MLW as well, it's one of those things where I look at it from a stance like when you have someone like MJF, he's influenced by the likes of Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. We're talking about Roddy Piper. Dude can cut on the mic, but this is very much a Four Horsemen-esque stable. You have guys like Tully Blanchard, Sean Spears. I mean, you got the FTR, the Revival. It's one of those things where I'm into it. You know what I'm saying? I understand where he's coming from, have their own spin on it. The Inner Circle, when they debuted, cut all the comedy crap out. They were a dominant faction. You bring in Sammy, you bring in Santana, you bring in Ortiz. And then it got silly with the Orange Cassidy stuff. And then, you had the whole thing where MJF's trying to take over. We are at that point now where we get to have a dominant faction warfare. And I'm for it, and I look forward to seeing where it progresses. But this is where the Inner Circle needs to be. It all comes full circle, if you will, including the circle word as well. But god dang, man, from where they were to where we are now, let's go.
I gotta throw my 2 cents in here, bro.
Okay.
They already did the faction thing because they beefed with the Elite for a minute. Or did you forget the stadium match?
Oh,
Lord knows I can't fucking forget it.
Yeah, I try to block that out of my memory.
But at the end of the day, let's be honest. The Pinnacle, Four Horsemen, that's an insult to the Four Horsemen, bro. Look, MJF has been wearing the same damn scarf the whole time. He's supposed to act like he's got money. Why are you recycling the same scarf, bro? Change it up. Take a clue from somebody, all right? Like, give me a different scarf once in a while. You keep talking about the same Burberry scarf. Like, that's it. That's all you got.
Well, maybe he got that deal. Maybe he got that sponsor.
Sure, but they have more than one scarf, bro. Look, MJF can cut Mike. Fine, I'll give him that. He draws nuclear heat, like I don't know, Hoovertude and other cats, right? Like he X-Pac levels of fucking heat. So well done. And I know he can go in the ring. I've seen it before, but he doesn't. Is my issue. He hasn't. How many matches has he had in the last 5 months? 2, maybe 3. Yeah. All right. He spends more time doing song and dance routines than fucking wrestling. Look, I get it. You guys, you're struggling to scratch some people to cut some promos, but let the fucking guy wrestle. If he's gonna try to fill those shoes, if he's gonna try to be the head of the fucking their stable, their Ric Flair, then he's gotta fucking win matches. Then he's gotta get over with the fucking crowd. He's gotta do something, except fucking shitty ass fucking song and dance routines. It's fucking obnoxious. If I had to watch one more State of the Union address with the fucking Inner Circle in a minute, I was going to swallow my own tongue. I was going to smother myself with a pillow.
No, the thing, too, is I also will follow up with you on that because when you were talking about the song and dance, everybody was clamoring and they loved the Me and My Shadow stuff because, MJF sang on Rosie O'Donnell. I agree with you. And I look at it from a stance, too, like, he's the type of guy that you don't need to do that with. And that's why I was like, I get it, but I'm like, I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with you. He's just doing the song and dance. He's doing everything from the promo standpoint. Let this guy actually just, do his thing. Let him go balls out.
When's the last time he had a great match?
You're going to struggle with that one.
I'm going to struggle with that one, too. Yeah, I can't. You know what I'm saying? I was going to say, well, Jericho, Moxley, but I'm like, no, I really can't think of anything that really sticks out in my head.
That's my point. If he's going to be... Now, listen, I sit here, I mess around and joke with you guys, and I say, fuck Ric Flair, fuck the Four Horsemen. That's just me laughing with you guys and joking around, right? Because everybody knows Ric Flair's value. Everybody understands that the Four Horsemen are probably the greatest faction of all time. I'm biased, we'll say N.W.A, but the Four Horsemen are that group. So if you're going to have one of the most legendary groups of all time, and you want to use the reference because of all the AEW old guys that are there from the Horsemen, and you want to make that reference, Sean Spears and these guys are not on FTR, not on those guys' level. They never will be in their careers. It's not me hating on them. It's not me hating on them. That's like saying the next draft pick is going to be Michael Jordan, and everybody knows what happens to that next draft pick. He never pans out to be Michael Jordan. It's like a fucking curse. MJF, I've never seen a match, and I don't know his indie work. I'm not going to lie to you. I know him from MLW to AEW. This is where I know MJF.
He was in WWE in a bunny suit once or twice.
Yeah, he was a security guard for Samoa Joe, and he did some extra work.
No, that's fine. That's fine. But I don't have one MJF match where I've sat back and go, whew, that match is crazy. Like, that might be one of the best matches I've seen. I don't have one. I don't have one MJF instant classic. I don't have one MJF match where I've been like, this guy's a fucking star. When he talks, I feel he's a fucking star.
Like anything comparable to Thunder Rosa and Brett Baker. Nothing like that.
No.
Yeah, I know. Not even one. And the whole time he's been there. So for me, I agree with you completely. He's clown shoes because to call your faction the Pinnacle, like the top of the fucking card, the top of the mountain, right? And to have no belts, no straps, no titles, no.
But they are new. They are new.
No. They're new as a faction. They are not new to AEW. No. All right. The FTR have not put on a match that I would say is an instant classic, whatever the hell you want to call it. MJF hasn't done it. Sean Spears struggles with it. Like, come on, man. These guys aren't the pinnacle of shit. All right. And that's my fucking problem, is because they're over here trying to do the Four Horsemen shtick. The Four Horsemen were that good. They had belts. They had prestige. Everybody knew they were the best in that whole promotion. These guys, the fuck are they? Fucking wannabes. Never was. Might never be. All right? So, whatever. They can sell all the t-shirts they want. They can draw the heat. They can cut promos. FTR guys love talking shit too. So does Sean Spears. They're all a bunch of shit talkers. But like you said, out of all of them put together, the person I've seen probably the best match from is Wardlow.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And Wardlow technically is not even the Pinnacle. He's kind of the outside guy.
All right. So whether he's doing the Mongo McMichaels or whatever, it doesn't matter. Like, Wardlow has put on better matches than half of these dudes.
See, but here, and this is where I'm struggling with, why would the Pinnacle be a legit faction ever or over in a circle? Because let's be honest, Chris Jericho, if you don't even have to think about what great matches he's had. He's Chris Jericho. He's had tons of them. If you're a fan of LAX or Pride and Powerful, however you want to call, they've had tons of them. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many that they had. Even
Sammy's put on some amazing matches.
Sammy has had amazing matches. There's a few times I've been like, holy shit, Sammy Guevara keeps elevating his game. And I become a Sammy Guevara fan just because of the work I've seen. I'm like, wow, this kid is.
And we all know Jake Hagar has been doing it for a minute. All right.
Jake Hagar has had some really good matches in his career too. And it's like, well, how could them call themselves the Pinnacle when they have not one of what they have? And then when you look at it, AEW has done absolutely nothing. And this is not a shit on AEW. I'm an AEW fan. I like the product at times because they struggle like everybody else struggles to put on a good show. Pride and Powerful has been so underused and undervalued in AEW since Jump Street. When they came on, the place went fucking batshit because everyone knew their work right before with LAX.
Mm-hmm.
They had done nothing at all with them to say, we're going to take that buzz, that vibe, that culture, bring it here and let them shine. You also have guys like the Lucha Bros, who I would say, just like LAX, you could consider them one or two of the best tag teams in the world. And what have they do? Nothing. You know what I mean? Like, they've had great matches, but they haven't accumulated to anything going further besides great matches.
Where's the belt?
That's what I'm saying. And I know you fanboys are going to sit on here and say, oh, you don't always have to have a belt to say somebody's great. You're right. You don't. but you have to reward these guys as well. They have not been rewarded. If your name doesn't come from the elite, aka the Bullet Club, you don't get nothing. Except for maybe Orange, not Orange Cassidy. What's this little guy who's holding the TNT belt?
Darby Allin.
Darby
Who?
Allin. Darby Allin.
Darby Allin, aka Sting's son. He's the only one who gets something, but everything is around Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes has to suck the life out of fucking everything. You know what I mean? Like, you know what? I'm trying to be positive. Larkin, save us, Larkin.
Okay. I agree wholeheartedly. When LAX came in and they just absolutely dominated, and we saw the feud in the matches with the Lucha Brothers, I feel like they're just background players. You know what I'm saying? They should be at the forefront with the tag team. Now, mind you, we have the thing with Phoenix and Pac and the Young Bucks, but that's all it's accentuated around is the Young Bucks with the tag titles and the stuff with the Good Brothers, etc., etc. And like you're talking about Cody, like Cody's over here. He's in this TNT title ladder match, whatever it is, and he's going against guys like QT Marshall now, and he's doing the stuff with Shaq. Oh, I'm over here with Penta. He's just all over the place. And Cody Rhodes, for me, it's just like, go away. I don't want to see Cody Rhodes on my television. It's not that he's a bad wrestler. It's not this and that he's not working his butt off.
No, he's a great wrestler. Yeah, exactly.
Well,
still can't cut a promo to save his life, but yeah,
the
whatever.
whole thing with Cody Rhodes was supposed to be, we're going to take lower end guys and build them into stars.
Right.
Cody Rhodes isn't worried about building the next star. Cody Rhodes is trying to build himself as the star. It's a constant me. Cody Rhodes has more airtime than fucking Kenny Omega.
That's what I was going to say, because also the fact as well, like, we have to promote, here's the gender reveal, the baby stuff with his wife. Here's our reality show. You know, we're trying to do this. It's just he's all over the place, man. It's just all about, it's very self-absorbed.
Can you guys transition into the QT Marshall shit?
Yeah, so this is why I was salty about it. And when we was texting earlier, I was like, he had a squash match with QT where he clowns him. And then QT does none of the matches this week on AEW surprised me, even that one. All right, it just didn't. They've been teasing him doing a heel turn for a minute. The only interesting thing was they added half of the Nightmare Factory to it. But even then, they're gonna lose. Mark my words. It's gonna be QT losing, his squad losing. It'll be like Retribution, but for fucking AEW. No one's gonna give a shit. And Cody's still gonna be plugging whatever fucking TV show or reality thing that he's doing the entire time. It's going to be fucking boring. And it's not a knock against QT. That's more of a knock against Cody. Because Cody is just fucking boring as fuck. Now, was he over when he came out of Ring of Honor? Yes. But did he do anything with it? Not really. He's doing his quasi-heel persona, face persona or whatever. He lost his match. Dyed his hair black again, was like, oh, I'm not going to go heel, whatever, and just does whatever the fuck Cody wants. Don't think I forgot that shit either. He got injured, messing with the Dark Order. Dark Order turns face. All the things happen, and Cody's just like this bulletproof fucking ship, just fucking coasting through water. No matter how many bangs he takes, he's still just Cody. It's boring as shit.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I can say. Like, it's just boring, and and again, to use the word that we said, it's tiresome, man. It's go away heat with me when it comes to Cody Rhodes.
I think I'm stuck with Cody. Just like when he came out, he destroyed the Triple H throne thing, and you're like, all right, shots fired, cool, you're done with it, get over it. But then everything is he just projects himself always into every storyline, into everything, and I'm like,
I get it, right? Because he had that match with MJF, the stipulation he can never vie for the title, right? Was it MJF? No, it was Jericho.
Yeah,
where he can't vie for the main title or whatever, which is, I guess, a great excuse for him just being everywhere else. But it's fucking obnoxious. I don't care about the baby reveal. Why are we wasting valuable fucking airtime on this shit?
Evil Alonso was right when he said that should have been on there being the elite thing. Like, stuff like that, throw it on the YouTube. Throw it on the YouTube. You know what I mean? Like, leave the important shit for Dynamite. All the other lower end shit, and I'm not saying that it's not important to him because that's his first kid. God bless. You know what I mean? It's not even going to joke about that. Everybody, congratulations to them both. But for that to be on Dynamite, for your show to be presented on Dynamite, you have to be with Shaq. You have to be with every celebrity that comes in. You have to do with everything. I mean, it's like, yo, come on, man.
how does Shaq come off as a more interesting wrestler than fucking Cody in his match? When Shaq knows, are you serious? Did you see that match? I was like, wow.
I love Shaq. I kept telling you,
Shaq was doing the thing. Larkin, how'd you feel about it?
Personally, I look at it from a stance too in that match. I love the tribute to Brody Lee when he did with the mustache and then the powerbomb. I thought that was awesome. It was a class act. For me, like Shaq did what he did. I mean, for me, like over the years, they tried to get that match with the Big Show, never coincided. But what we saw on TNT with him, like Shaq has always been around. He's been a wrestling fan. I thought what he did with Jade Cargill and Red Velvet in the mix, I thought it was better than a lot of people expected it to be. And for me, I thought it was better than I expected to be. I thought Shaq really worked his butt off, and he actually showed a lot of shine in that matchup.
Well, he was training in that Nightmare Factory thing with Dustin Rhodes.
Yes.
So he took it serious, and it showed. Like I said, I was excited. I know a bunch of people were shitting on me because I really was excited for it. I'm glad it was better than I thought because I thought it would be a typical basketball player, celebrity coming in, not doing much, and Shaq looked good. You know what I mean? I love the tribute.
Hold on. When you go back to the 90s, I don't mean to cut you off. When you had Karl Malone and DDP up in there and Rodman with them, I mean, come on.
Wait. I was okay with Karl Malone, you shitting on Karl Malone and DDP. Now, I have to stop you where it comes to anything hate towards the N.W.A. Dennis Rodman, the Worm, one of the greatest defensive power forwards of all time. Looked absolutely amazing in his N.W.A. shirts with his cigars. Don't ever come at the N.W.A., my brother.
Oh, my God. All right. Stop it. It's like when he was on Celebrity Championship Wrestling, too. Just stop it. Just stop it.
Oh, man. I won't even go into that. That was an absolute mess.
Ugh.
So, listen.
Speaking of Shaq, right?
Yes.
Quick segue.
Okay.
Jade Cargill comes out, talks trash. Everybody, like, there was like 6 segments or so where people are just talking trash instead of wrestling. And, like, I heard more cussing in this episode. Like, they're trying to real hard to be edgy, and it annoyed me. Like, everyone was saying shit this, shit that, asshole this, I'm that bitch. I'm like, I get it, it's cable. But, like, if that's as good as it gets, you know, like, you got problems, bro. You got some real problems because clearly you're relying on like just a handful of people to cut promos, and the rest of them, they just can't.
I'm extremely biased to Jade Cargill because I know she played basketball. Mm-hmm. So
I think she's amazing. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
For her first in-ring, she's great. I think she's in amazing shape. I think she looks amazing. I think she's got a bright future. Absolutely. But let her wrestle.
Yeah. You know what?
Good.
Oh, hold on. I was going to say one positive thought before we get out of here because it sounds like we just sandbagged AEW's entire show.
I mean, I got more I could sandbag if you want. Remember, I took notes.
Wow.
Nyla Rose can't wrestle. Nobody gives a crap about Sheeta because she can't cut promos. The arcade match was a gimmick spot-filled fest. Still the most entertaining thing on that entire episode. The alien chick came back. Yay.
Oh, I like her. I like
her. Kristen Statlander. Yeah.
I like her too, but like, I haven't seen her for almost a year. And her gimmick is she's an alien.
Well,
it's wrestling, I guess.
I'm also a UFO conspiracy theorist lover. I love all that stuff. Area 51, W.A. I'm not going to go into my conspiracy junkie stuff because I eat that shit up. So her saying she was a fucking alien, I'm an instant fan. Right before
Larkin, save us.
Okay, all right.
Save us, Larkin. He's getting crazy.
Now, I will say what I do like, and I'm not going to that level of UFOs, but I will say this. With someone who's into astrology and something like that, she incorporated that into her character because that is her and what she likes. I respect that. But I will also say from a stance, going back to Jade Cargill for a second, like you said, Macho, like with her, it's just shit talking, and it's like the Tourette's hour. You know, everybody's got to curse to try and get their point across. And with Jade Cargill, like we've only seen her besides like the Shaq match. I think she only had like one other match with Danny Jordan on that. And like all it is just her shit talking. You know what I'm saying? It's like teenage girls, you know, having a cat fight in fucking high school. You know what I'm saying? It's just give me more in-ring action with Jade Cargill.
And why can't Nyla Rose, who's twice as big as these girls that are being thrown around, be any good at throwing these girls around.
When it comes to Nyla Rose, like, I mean, she's done a lot of independent work. She's wrestled over in Japan, but she is just so clumsy, and it's just like what Nyla Rose, like I said, I can't. That's why I don't even talk about Nyla Rose when it comes to her. The native beast, I get it. It was a prominent role with the women's division, going against Rio, being the AEW women's champion. I don't care about Nyla Rose. And Hikaru Shida, okay, let's see where we go with their next opponent. But the women's division has always kind of been a very meh subject for me.
I think the women's division has gotten better.
Yeah, Thunder Rosa has saved it. Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker have saved the living shit out of that division.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Why we don't see more Ty Conti, why we don't see Eva Lise, why we don't see Diamante.
Yep.
You know, there's so many girls that
they're inaugural tag champs. Yeah, I don't know where they're at either.
Yeah, no, I have no idea. What I will say.
Oh, by the way, big shout out to Danny Limelight for popping up on in the arcade match. I seen him. I was like, hey,
listen,
I know who that is.
That's one of our guys, Danny Limelight from the Bodega. Salute to Danny Limelight. But if you had to be a positive, let's get out of here on a positive.
Help Larkin, because like I got too much disdain in me right now.
From a positive standpoint, I mean the arcade.
I gotta go through these notes.
I can't. Well, he said the arcade match. I'm just like, I've hated that entire feud ever since. You know what I'm saying? I hate it. I hate it. You know what I'm saying? Getting slammed onto a mispacked machine. I don't give a fuck.
I got to see Penelope Ford.
I got to see Penelope Ford. Yeah, that's a plus. She's a fine dime breezy, if you will. But yeah, that there's a positive. We'll just leave it at that. Penelope Ford. She's hot. I love her.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the entire team here, I'm gonna leave it on. She's hot. That's why it was good. It is what it is. We out of here. Deuces.
Voluptuosity factor for the win. Boom.
And that's how I'll end that.